Hey guys, Jad here. Welcome to another old DSP video of mine where I do a deep dive into a specific part of Phil's financials and try and figure out what the fuck was going on. Today we are going to look specifically at something that caught my eye when I was making the last video, and it was actually the groceries. The groceries that Phil is spending money on. At first it was somewhat kind of modest amounts, even kind of didn't exist some months. But then it just grew rapidly in terms of how much he was spending, and particularly at one place. We'll go down briefly here. What you can see here, this is from March 2020 to September 2021. You can see it starts off 168 and 55 cents, and then April we got only $86.49. You got nothing at all for May. June is only $207, which is not bad. July nothing at all. August $31. It's all quiet, and all of a sudden September comes and we are talking about, okay, things are going to start getting a bit crazy, and this is when things start spiraling. So you got $478 in September 2020. October you got $706. The next month is going to be $835, then $861, and now we're into a new year, January 2021, and it's 539, a bit more modest, and then it goes back up to 718, and then we finally break four figures eventually after this month, 958 in March, and then April, $1,066, and it just keeps getting on from there. That's $816, $1,131, $856 in July of 2021. August, you've got 969, and even though September was a partial month where the bank leaks stopped getting tracked after the 17th, he still managed to spend $493 up until that point in groceries. So the big question I've got is, what the fuck happened with Phil for him to be spending a couple, normal money, you can argue. It's normal to spend $100, $200, maybe $300, maybe per month. It depends on how big a grocery shop you do. And it's only just the two of them and the cat. So why is it suddenly going from a modest amount to ridiculously stupid amounts of money he's spending on groceries? So to figure that out, we are going to filter this column, specifically filter it for groceries only. Oh, we're on it. That's actually quite handy. That worked out nicely. Okay, that actually worked out quite nicely. We're already on it. I was kind of lucky. And this is all by date ordered as well, thankfully. So this is everything grocery related, and it's all in order by date as well. This, by the way, if you're not familiar with it, Piece of Piece made this tips tracker. It's a great tips tracker. I really recommend checking it out. There's a lot to it, and also he updates every single day with tips and all that, and how game does, how much money Phil makes. This particular section, the bank leaks, is an archive, and I just like digging into this and looking at Phil's financials and trying to understand the mind of the crazy little bastard that is Phil Burnell even more, and trying to understand what the hell all this money is going to. So for groceries, it starts off kind of normal-ish. Fred Meyer. This is all April. As I'm saying, he'd barely done anything the first couple of months. From March until August, I'd say it's relatively modest. And then things just spiral rapidly out of control. And the great thing about this as well, it's always in his day off, so it's always kind of regular intervals when he does these mad splurges of shopping. It's crazy, and it's usually at Fred Meyer. Look at it yourself. Fred Meyer takes up most of this, the bulk of the money where it goes to. I know Costco was here for a decent chunk here, September 15th of September, but afterwards Fred Meyer just completely takes over. I mean, look at October. That's October. This is all October. October had $677 just for Fred Meyer, and then you've got what, $28 for two other places on the 13th. And also that was after Fred Meyer. What's he spent? He spent two things in the same day in Fred Meyer, and one thing is a separate thing for $17.09. What the fuck? I mean, as I'm saying, this is not even going crazy yet with the fucking spending, because look how much crazier it gets. We're into November. Let's just try November. Actually, let's just do November for Fred Meyer only. Let's try and keep it a bit fair. Yeah, okay, that's Fred Meyer. So Fred Meyer, November 2020, $704. To be fair, he actually did spend a bit in Safeway as well this month. Safeway has that, which is what, $62, and then you've got Trader Joe's, $67. But this is all the same days as Fred Meyer splurges. Yeah, he's never missed a chance to go to Fred Meyer if he can help it and splash the cash for whatever reason. But what the fuck is happening here where he's spending so much money? What is Fred Meyer selling? I don't get it. Okay, they're a big kind of shop, they can't sell everything, it seems like, but what the hell are they selling at Fred Meyer that he's spending all this money on? Of course, I think what we keep in mind as well is Cat works there. This is from Kiwi Farms, and as you can see, they live here. The Burnell household live here. And they are a 0.6 of a mile walk. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. Phil's always talking about. I'll let Cat give the car to Cat. She can drive to work. She can walk to work. That is a short commute. I would walk that if I worked there. That is a very short commute. You're talking about. It's a 5 minute. It's like a 5 minute drive, but as a walk, half a mile, not even half, just over half a mile. That's like a 20-minute walk or something. It's not much at all. It's unbelievably lazy. That's unreal. But yeah, that's that kind of information as well. Cat works at Fred Meyer. I don't understand why he spends so much at Fred Meyer. The only thing I can possibly think of is some kind of weird. This is what I'm saying. You got to try and get into Phil's head and try and understand why he's suddenly spending so much more money at Fred Meyer. And my kind of logic and thinking kind of breaks when it tries to get on Phil's weird level because he has such a weird fucking rationale for things at times. I think it could be a possibility that he's trying to flex on Fred Meyer and like support his wife by spending so much at where she works. It's kind of weird, but I think that's the only explanation for how look at all this getting spent. This is all Fred Meyer. Fred Meyer is $785 now. Let's break into the 2021 and see where he goes absolutely crazy in some of the spending. I think it was April. He really breaks the barrier. April. This is all Fred Meyer, and Fred Meyer. Yep, and Fred Meyer. It's $851. And to be fair though, he's actually there's other points here. He actually didn't go to Fred Meyer here for the 7th. That's curious. Very curious actually. Trader Joe's and QFC. The point still stands though. Look at how much he's spending compared to back in the day. He spent in 18 months over $10,000, almost $11,000 in groceries, and so much of that was in Fred Meyer. What explanation? How in God's green earth has he spent that much in Fred Meyer? Can I just filter this to Fred? I guess not. I thought that would work, but I guess not. Doesn't matter. But the point stands though. He spends all this money, and it grew substantially, exponentially. It just got so much more out of control. The only things I can think of is, of course, that he at first maybe Cat was spending some money in groceries, which is why it didn't appear in. Was it May? No, was it June, August? Something. I don't know. Let me just scroll up rapidly so I can fucking see. Yeah, there was no groceries at all here. So it was May and July. He didn't have anything at all for groceries on his bank statement, which is just kind of bizarre. He has a whole bunch of things, like random things like checks. We don't know why these things happened. You get your fucking typical iTunes shit, but it's possible he actually just transferred money to Kat's account so she could, he Pillis obviously helping buy groceries, but she actually used her card to do it. So that's a possibility and probably the most logical explanation as to why it doesn't appear sometimes. But what isn't logical is how you can go from spending like maybe $50, $100 a couple $100 maybe on groceries to over $1,000 per month. Over $1,000 at Fred. Well, if not just Fred Meyer. I don't think Fred Meyer ever cleared $1,000 in a single month. I'm actually very curious to find out now if they ever did. Let's do it. We're going to do this, aren't we? Yes, we are. We're going to do this. We're going to scroll all the way down to F. Come on, come on, come on, come on. DoorDash. So many DoorDashes. Fuck me. Right, Fred Meyer. Here we go. So Fred Meyer, we know it was kind of crazy, but not as crazy at the start anyway. Look at my time. So how much did they spend on Fred Meyer alone? In the space of 18 months, Phil spent $9,833 at Fred Meyer. Now keep in mind his total for the 18 months was almost 11,000. It was like 10,900 something. So the majority of Phil's grocery spending is at Fred Meyer. Why? Someone please try and tell me how why he's suddenly spending so much money at Fred Meyer and continues to do so. Why does it happen? What is he need? It doesn't make sense to me. And before anyone asks, I did try and search for things like, PayPal, Gift, Apple, iTunes. iTunes was a bust, so was Apple. The only thing that could possibly be things is like Gift. There is a couple of gift voucher, gift card things. There's nothing, no, it seems to tie in with Phil spending in terms of like microtransactions. And PayPal's a kind of weird one because it was talking about I can just can't type right now. Just click on it. This is the only thing that came up for PayPal. Something for 10 cents. A prepaid debit card. And I don't understand why Phil would be spending so much money on this. I don't even know what it is, to be honest. I'm not too familiar with what I'm looking at. A MasterCard reloadable prepaid debit card. I don't think Phil. I don't think it's got anything to do with anything. But the only logical thing I can think of is Phil is spending so much money at Fred Meyer because his wife works there and he wants to support her in some strange capacity by giving the place she works as much money as possible, even more so than he would need to. I don't know. If anyone can figure out why he's spending so much on groceries all of a sudden, put your thoughts in the comments, whatever. We'll try and work this out together. I'm just presenting you the information that I came across. I have no idea how and why it is this way. I'm just telling you what I found and it caught my eye and I'm baffled as to why. But we know it's Fred Meyer. That's the main culprit. That's the main place he is spending all this money. And why is it gone from just a couple $100 to over 1,000? You're almost at 1,000 each time. I'm going to end the video there, guys. It's been King Jad. Hope you enjoyed. Peace out.